Okay, so you remember Doom? That game was pretty neato. You shot a lot of demons. It was pretty heckin' rad, right? And then there was Quake, which was like, whoa, this is a lot better, and also pretty cool, but instead of shooting demons, you're shooting a lot of aliens, and also Quake was like real 3D, not like Doom 3D, where if a guy was in the air, you could shoot him without even looking at him, but like, Quake's like, hey, they're freaking everywhere, man, you gotta shoot all of them. That was a great description. Dude, I love those games, especially Quake, despite not playing any other Quake game other than the first one. And last year's Doom really pushed the limit on how fast-paced first-person shooters are made, so when Dusk was announced last year, you could probably tell how really excited I was. So this week when I got the opportunity to play it, you could probably tell I was pretty stoked. Now this really won't be a review rather than me talking about my thoughts so far about the game and what I've been shown at this time. And what I mean by that is that the way that Dusk works is in an episodic fashion, meaning that me as well as everybody else with a beta copy of the game has only played episode 1 of 3. And without spoiling the rest of the video, I probably will indeed come back and talk about the game when the rest of the series is done. To put it simply, Dusk is pretty awesome. And when I say the trailer doesn't do this game justice, I mean it does not do this game justice, which really in my mind is completely fine if you enjoy watching it. I know a couple people have been streaming it a lot recently, and I know it's satisfying as heck to watch. The gunplay on the surface is very simple, which is a good thing, because it's exactly what it is. It's always consistent and easy to use no matter what, and despite not having to reload in this game, all the guns have a reload animation whenever you press R. That's not really a reload animation, rather than a really neat animation of your gun spinning, which granted is way better than this stupid thing. I have a large appreciation for all the polish going down to the little things, for example the gun spinning I just mentioned, or how the launch pads work flawlessly in just the way that you expect them to work. I discovered about halfway through my run that you could shoot gas cans and they will explode, so now on top of being launched into the air and firing my spinning shotguns while the entire world around me was nothing but chaos, I was absolutely obliterating anything that stood in my way, all while an indescribably amazing soundtrack was blaring in my helpless eardrums at max volume. If that doesn't sum up this game so far, I have absolutely no clue what does. Even with endless hordes of fighting, Dusk has plenty of things to do even when combat is at its slowest. So far I've only found a couple of them, but hidden throughout the levels is hidden secrets that you could either accidentally come across going about your way, or spend a couple minutes or so looking for them. And sometimes it results in you finding some ammo and some health, and other times you can find new weapons to use against your foes, like this neat sword I found. Amazing. Everything takes place in a small farming community while the protagonist follows the train tracks venturing out into what has now become a ghost town. I had a lot of fun exploring the seemingly emptiness of the town, after I went on a killing spree only to discover something and come outside to see a town populated by more foes for me to fight off. I was able to sense my adventure was coming to an end when I noticed more and more military figures challenging me in my rampageous ways, eventually closing with one crazily intense boss fight. I haven't played a lot of new games this year yet, and it's mostly been a cycle of Breath of the Wild, Counter-Strike, and PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, but I definitely enjoyed taking back from all of that just for a minute, and enjoying the beautiful love letter to 90s shooters known as Dusk.